Welcome back to Pelicans Ballpark, and I am honored to have legendary Chanticleer baseball head coach and 20 champion Gary Gilmore up here in the booth. Gilly, so from what I understand, this was you for 29 years in the Coastal dugout, and this is you now. Is that about right?
Oh, yeah, that looks way better, too, to be honest with you. No stress, and I'm pretty sure there's probably a beer in the top of that bat knob.
That's what I'm talking about. You're right. Absolutely. As Carter Trice leads off the Pelicans half of the third, Fireflies up 1-0. I mean, today's day, how's it been for you getting the jersey retired and just everything here at Pelicans Ballpark?
I tell you what, it was incredibly humbling, totally unexpected on the part of the Pelicans and Chuck and Ryan, everyone. This place has meant so much to Coastal baseball over the years. I mean, when North was here and Andy and Ryan and Chuck throughout the entire time have been so supportive of our program. And, you know, the tournaments we played, Bob Callahan with Baseball at the Beach has really helped shape our program over the years. And, you know, I think our success was significantly enhanced over the years by the association here.
Miguel Pavone takes a first pitch strike. Carter Trice with a single. He's on first base. And like you said, that this place has meant so much to your program, and you guys played full-time here for 2 years in 2013 and 2014. But you mentioned the tournaments before the conference season started, and the regionals, the super regionals that were hosted here. Fly ball by Pavone right field. That's caught by Pena. But what do you remember most about having your team play here at Pelicans Ballpark?
You know, I mean, we didn't play very well here the 2 years we were here. I remember that a whole lot. You know, we struggled the depths of this ballpark, and I was telling Ryan today when we were talking. I said, you know, one of the things I remember about the field and just the dynamics of it, as a left-handed hitter, it was a little bit of a graveyard to right field for our guys. And you know, a lot of the same guys we had in 2016 that won a national championship played here early in their career, and you know, really struggled to hit with power. And you know, I remember that piece. If that is the negative piece, the positive piece were all the tournaments, the regional, the super regionals. You know, we were so close in 2010 to going to Omaha with a chance to win a national championship. You know, to play the College of Charleston, those 3 games. I mean, this place was absolutely electric and packed. And then we played South Carolina. I was telling Ryan coming here, I said, the pine trees out there, I said, anyone that had a tree stand that couldn't get in the ballpark, there were 25, 30 dudes in the pine trees out there watching the game.
I believe it.
Oh, yeah. No, it was unbelievable. And just the support of the city and the Pelicans themselves over that time when we didn't have a stadium, but also the Baseball at the Beach tournaments. It was amazing at how many teams played in those tournaments that went to Omaha with a chance to win a national championship. It really kind of set the bar for us. And, you know, if we hadn't had this relationship here, I'm not sure we would have ever accomplished what we did.
Former Coastal Carolina baseball coach for 29 years, Gary Gilmore, joining me up here in the booth. And Gilly, retirement didn't really last all that long for you. You stop at Coastal Carolina, but you go on and be the head coach for the Collegiate Team USA team. Tell me about what that experience was like.
Oh, man. I've had a bunch of people ask me about it tonight, and honestly, is one of the coolest, neatest things I've ever done. Being around a whole team of guys like that, you know, that are going to be top-notch draft picks, as well as, you know, probably half of that team will play in the big leagues one day. And to be around those kids, I mean, that was a great culmination to a life of coaching, you know, having had numerous guys that were that talented. To be able to be around a whole roster of guys like that, I'm going like, wow, this is what it's supposed to be like, you know. And you know, I think the neatest part was the kids. They were as humble and as eager to learn as your own college players. And you know,
good stop by Figueroa. He hurls over to first base. It pulls Moss off the bag, and Olivo will get on with an infield single. Pelicans have runners on first and second. It'll be the top of the order. Leonel Espinoza coming up next. Hard hit ball by Olivo, and a good stop by Figueroa.
Amazing play right there. Just didn't complete it, but it was an amazing play to glove it.
And Olivo will get on. Espinoza coming up for a second time. And your guy, Caden Bodine, was on that Collegiate Team USA team. Just how special the players here.
He's, you know, I made the statement many times that he's going to end up being highest draft pick, the best, probably best all-around player, top to bottom, that's, you know, up until now has ever played in this program.
He's here tonight. The baseball team's here tonight. You have so many supporters here tonight. Have you gotten a chance to kind of step back and realize what your impact's been to this community?
No, you know, I wanted to cry out there when he unveiled the fact that they put my number up here. That was like completely unexpected, completely out of left field, and I'm like, oh my heavens, man, that was, you know, it's one thing out at Coastal or whatever, but you know, for to be honored in that way in this venue, in this ballpark, is so amazing. I think.
That's going to sneak through for Espinoza. Trice being waved home. Here comes the throw. Tag is not in time. And Trice scores and the Pelicans tie it. Leonel Espinoza comes up big again. A single through the left side.
I think
brings home Trice from second base. You see him stop around third base Trice and then come home. The wave in from Buddy Bailey, and the Pelicans tie it 1-1 in the bottom of the third.
I will say this, you know, I mean, I want to say my due to Chuck Greenberg. I mean, he's been amazing and is a dear friend. And back in the day, we always got to hang out and do some stuff when he would come in town. And, you know, that's kind of gone awry just a little bit for the last few years. But, you know, I know if I ever needed him and if he ever needed me, we would reach out in a second. And, you know, I just want to thank him for all he did for me and for our program at Coastal and for what he does in his community. This, you know, he's defied every.
Ground ball to first base. Moss only with one play. He goes to the bag. Bang, bang play. But he gets Ramon for out number 2.
He's defied everything, you know, and having a minor league park in a beach city. You know, majority of them all failed. What he's been able to accomplish here has been unbelievable. The people he's hired here, the staff, everything here. So many of them have been here for 10, 12 years or more. When I walk through the office and see everyone, there's a lot of the same people here when we were here.
First pitch low on Ivan Brettauer. Chanticleer baseball, 29-year head coach Gary Gilmore up here in the booth. You were talking with Pelicans head coach, Pelicans manager Buddy Bailey during batting practice today. I remember I called you before the season, and you asked me who was managing down there nowadays. I said, Buddy Bailey. You go, oh, Buddy Bailey knows me. When did you guys first meet? That one's hit down the line into the corner by Brettauer, but foul.
Well, you know, he grew up about 30 minutes from where I grew up.
Right.
And 2 of his college teammates are 2 of my best friends in the world. One of them was my catcher in high school. And, you know, so, you know, we actually played against each other. Don't really, like, we never played on the same team or whatever, but, you know, when he was at Lynchburg College and I was at Ferrum Junior College, we always played against each other, especially in the fall. And so, you know, I remember him from back in the day. He could play a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
A catcher and turned into a manager in the early 80s. He's had a 36-year minor league baseball managing career. Everybody just meets in Myrtle Beach. That's just a common meeting place.
You know, he's what the game of baseball in a lifetime is all about. I mean, he's about loving the ballpark, loving being here, grinding out games, grinding out practices, showing up early, doing extra work, doing all the things. And, you know, it's kind of in the world we live in now, you know, he and I both, you know, we're dinosaurs, you know, to a large degree. And I can tell you right now, anybody's ever played for that man, you know, he prepared them well to move forward.
Absolutely. 1-2 pitch incoming on Brettauer. Runners on second and third. A 1-1 game, bottom 3. Brettauer check swing low. And it'll be 2 balls and 2 strikes. So what does retirement look like right now for you? Spending time with the grandchildren?
Yeah, just you know, just trying to stay ahead of my health challenges and hanging out with my grandkids a little bit, and just I'm just not, you know, being his first time. And Buddy, I was asking what he did the week, you know, that they mandatorily made him take a week off here a little while ago, and you know, he said, I just hung out around here. I said, that's kind of what I'm doing. I feel like I have the anxiety every day of feeling like there's something I need to get up in the morning to do in baseball, and when I wake up in the morning, it really isn't there anymore. And so that part, trying to just figure out what to do, I just, you know, I haven't ever had a part of my life, which is great. I would never, you know, surely not a negative in any way, not a complaint, but I've never had a year in my life for the last, you know, outside of the COVID thing we went through, never had time in the summertime to ever be around my family, to be around, you know, friends or whatever. I either been playing, coaching, doing something in baseball that requires you to be constantly at work, constantly on the road. And, you know, so right now, I think there'll be opportunities of things that I want to do. I just don't have a handle on what I don't want to jump into something that is a job, so to speak, or a 9-to-5er, you know?
Right.
There's a couple things I have passion for. One of them's, you know, I just got to figure out how to go about it, but it's been kind of on my heart in my prayers and things. You know, I want to do something for children that have cancer. And one of the thoughts I had shared it with a bunch of coaches, and they're all have been, oh man, you do it, I'm in, whatever. You know, I'd love for college baseball, every single level, junior college, Division I, II, and III, for us to have a certain day that is a Children's Cancer Awareness Day, where all college baseball comes together to bring awareness to children's cancer. Because it's one thing, I'm 67 years old, cancer, but it's another when I walk through the children's ward at MD Anderson in Houston and see 5, 6, 7-year-olds like my grandkids that have cancer. It's the most excruciating thing I think I've ever dealt with. Just children shouldn't have to do that. Mm-hmm. It's one thing. I've led a good life. If God takes me tomorrow, I've led an incredibly blessed life. You know, for one of my grandkids, or you know, someone that has a young child, to have to deal with that. All these kids you see on commercials with St. Jude's, you know, anything we can do to save one, can we save lots? But I just think it would be a really cool thing, because
Brett Howard makes the catch on the run on Vasquez as we begin the top half of the fourth, 1-1 ball game. Joined by former Chanticleer head coach baseball Gary Gilmore, talking all things retirement, playing here at Pelicans ballpark. And you guys did have a game this year in the Troy series that was raising money for cancer awareness as well.
Yeah, it was actually for my cancer, pancreatic neuroendocrine cancer, and yeah, we in one day we raised, I think, $13,000, which, I mean, you know, heck, I thought that was amazing, you know, to be very honest with you. And you know, I honestly believe that, you know, if we united as a group of people, I honestly believe, I've talked to a lot of people, and you know, that not just coaches but other people out there, I would love to get Major League Baseball players involved in that as well. In that, you know, there are quite a few Major League players who have children, you know, that have some type of cancer, some type of situation like that, you know, that would all help us make a difference. I think we easily could raise $10 million a year doing that. And again, if it helps end childhood cancer for one kid, it's worth everything we can do. And you know, I have a huge passion for that, and knowing that, you know, I have two different kinds of cancer, I'm very passionate about it. And you know, when I can actually get moving with this, it'll be something I spend a lot of time with.
2-1 count on Darylyn Figueroa. Kenton Egbert back on the mound, 1 out, nobody on. 2-1. High and outside. Gilly, what are some of the organizations that maybe you've worked with or have given to that people can reach out to and get involved to help spread that cause?
I mean, there's several. You know, there's for my kind of cancer, there's a group. It's called the NETS Foundation, NETS, and you know, I went to an event. They actually had a Coaches Against Cancer event down in Charleston. I went to about 3 weeks ago. It was amazing. Dabo Swinney was there, and it was all football generated, and it was absolutely amazing to be there and see the outpouring of people. The place was packed, and I know they raised a lot of money. That was a cool event to go to, and you know, there's so many different ones out there. You know, for me at this point, you know, I looking around and realizing that research is the #1 way for us to cure all this mess. You know, hoping I can surround myself with different organizations that's their #1 focus, is because there are obviously so many different kinds of children's cancer. You know, can we collectively raise a lot of money and pick 8 or 10 or whatever, and, and really give each one of them $1 million a year or something to, you know, see if we can make a difference. I mean, being in sports is about making a difference. I mean, every guy out here hopes to make a difference in their lifetime, and you know, giving back and doing things for other people is the most important.
That's over. Brett Hour's head to the wall and bounces over. A ground roll double by Carter Frederick. Young Chan after his single, is held up on third base. 2 outs in the inning. Fireflies have runners on second and third in a 1-1 ball game. Top of the fourth, Kellen Moss coming up. And Gilly, I don't want to let you leave without asking you about the state of coastal baseball now with Kevin Schnall at the helm. You guys have worked together for so long. Just how much confidence do you have in him and what that program's going to do in the future?
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, Kevin's one of the top baseball men in the whole country. Surround himself with great staff people. You know, it just, you know, his battle and my battle are two completely different things. You know, he has to deal with all the things that we worked a lot together to get to. The stadium, the hitting facility, the this, the that, the whatever, get the budget to a halfway decent place, all these things over, you know, 28, 29 years I was there. And now, you know, he has to figure out how to navigate the world of the NIL, the world of, you know, 34 scholarships coming up, you know, how close can Coastal get to that? Yeah. Where are they at with all these things? You know, I mean, it is a different world, you know, world, you know, you're paying players, you're this and that. I just, you know, you basically got, in my mind, you got the Yankees and Red Sox and the Dodgers and the teams with all the money. That's the SEC and a handful of SEC, ACC and Big 12. And then you got a lot of teams like the Rays and the Twins and the Royals that have very limited resources compared to the big boys. How do you figure out how to do it? You know, I don't know, man. It scares me. I really believe that, you know, not being a pessimist by any means, but if 34 scholarships in baseball is where they're going to be, and I hope they get to that, I just see a lot of schools in college baseball, I believe 25 to 33% schools can't even come anywhere close to that are going to have to drop down to a different level or give up baseball. You know, I don't see how they do it, you know, and be competitive, because it just, you know, the discrepancy. You know, the Coastal Carolina getting to Omaha, is there ever going to be another one?
Right.
I don't know. But getting back to Kevin will be amazing, and the people will love him. They'll have great teams there, and they'll be well coached, and they'll continue on all the things we work together to do. And you know, I wish them all the luck in the world, and you know, just happy that you know, I was able to be a part of a group of people that were able to raise the level of that place in a good way. And you know, probably the greatest and most humbling moment of my life was the day we won the World Series, to see how this community, what they did and how they reacted to the things that we did. I have a picture at home where a guy took shooting down the beach. And the second we won the championship, all the people that were on the beach jumping in the air, and then the people at the airport, and you know, it just, I could have never dreamt of all those things, to be honest with you. It's the most amazing thing, and the kids that were part of that got to see that and share that, you know, they'll forever ever be indebted to everyone here in this community for all they did for us to support us and love us.
1-2 pitch on Callan Moss. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Columbia strands runners on second and third. Gilly, I know you got a lot of people to see out here for your night tonight, but thank you so much for coming up here in the booth.
Well, you're so welcome, and you know, you're one of the few that's got both my bobbleheads, so you're good to go.
I am good to go. Gilly, you're welcome on the broadcast anytime. Enjoy it, man.